Special. Why is it called the U.S. Open Special? Because the U.S. Open is going on right now, and we've got all the updates and all the action. So,
Sharkstream will be joining them tomorrow all week live.
That's right. That's the first thing. We're going to be going on. We're going to be going on the road. I just want you guys to know that Sharkstream is going down on the road. We're going to start. We're going to go down there and give you some live looks at what the U.S. Open is looking like. I'm going to be there on the last 2 days to see the final 16 and the finals. So we're going to be there, and Bobby is going to be going down there. Which days are you going to be going?
I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'll be there in the afternoon, and we're going to go live. We're going to be doing videos. We're going to show about everything that's happening. We're going to try to get some players, hopefully, some interactions, and get some results. And we're going to do a lot of big things out there.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I can't wait. I haven't been to a tournament this big ever.
You know, of course not.
It's been a long time. A lot of the big tournaments are not in our area.
The one in New York, the casino one, that's
the Turning Stone Classic.
Turning Stone, I think, is the last one, which is not even as big as this.
No, not even close. I mean, we're talking, you know. Don't get me wrong. I love the Joss Northeast 9 Ball Tour, and I love the Turning Stone Classic. But if you had the opportunity to, you know, bring this to, you know, bring a tournament to somewhere and go see it, the U.S. Open is definitely the one to see. That or the World Championship, maybe the International 9 Ball. I went to the International 9 Ball Open. I take that back. But even then, like that, the U.S. Open is just, by and large, much larger.
National scale, world scale, big players, big money players, big name players. I mean, Dennis Arcolo's there, Shane's there, Earl Strickland's there. I mean, you name it, they're there. And again, Sharkstream's going to be live tomorrow and Friday and Saturday. Hopefully, you'll get a lot of things taken care of out there.
God, I got so many groups here. I got so many groups.
I know, very good.
I got to pay for, so you know, it's good to know. So, got some business deals going on here. Of course, Bobby Hilton, you know, in the booth with us, running the Sharkstream, Shark Talk Live. Not to mention, bringing us all the action. I'm gonna just drop the what do you call it down just a little bit, just the brightness down just a tad on this right here, because I do notice that we are just a tad bright for y'all, but that's all right. Either way, all right, we're gonna get right to it. So, first things first, big top story of it all is obviously, you know, talking about the event itself. And the very first thing that I've been seeing a lot of out there has been, you know, the talk about not just pool players, but world snooker champion Judd Trump, who is in the event. And you see a lot of, don't worry, it's not as dark as you would think on the live. So
I can't really see myself.
Yeah. Oh, it is just a tad dark. Right.
I can't see my eyes.
So, the one thing I wanted to bring up about that though, Judd Trump. Judd Trump is
player, and he made a couple of fantastic shots, a couple of fantastic breaks. Mm-hmm. I mean, they made him it seems like they're focusing on him a little bit.
Well, I mean, they are British. Matchroom is British, so I guess they're a little, you know, they're a little happy to have their player in there. But even then, the one thing that I'm a little I'm interested in too is a lot of the talk on some of the forums that we've been seeing. You know, everybody was looking at the draw that Judd Trump got, and they're like, "Wow, man, he got a couple of cupcakes." You know, I mean,
he really did.
The first things first. Bet365.com is doing some odds for the tournament. Of course, betting odds for it, and they're allowing sports betting on this event. And
are they really?
Yes.
Wow.
And who should pop up? Bet365.com. Who should pop up as the bettor's favorite? Judd Trump. At 6-1.
Wow.
Judd Trump 6-1 over guys like Shane Van Boning, defending champion Joshua Filler,
snooker players, man.
World champion Albin Ocean.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We're talking, you know, guys who are odds-on favorites to win this tournament.
Wow.
And yet here you got Judd Trump 6-1. What do we all have to say to that? Personally, I think that the bookies are going to make a lot of money because whoever's taking him as the favorite in this one, I'm sorry, man.
You can actually live bet probably in Atlantic City right now. Sports betting is legal in Atlantic City. So you can bet football, baseball, all that stuff right there.
Yeah, but you know something? Here's the problem with this. You know, like, who's handicapping pool on a major level like that, especially with this?
Sure.
If they're handicapping pool and they're breaking, you know, don't get me wrong, I love snooker, but it doesn't equate to pool. It's not the same thing. Yes, snooker's harder in some ways, but it's also easier in some ways too. So, in certain aspects, yes, his snooker game is going to come over here, but it's not going to be, you know, it's not the same. The pattern recognition's not the same. You know, all the rest of that stuff isn't the same. So, the thing that I have a bit of an issue with is, you're looking at it from a standpoint of, how is he the betting favorite when you have all these killers in this tournament? Mm-hmm. And people are talking about that. And then go ahead.
Yeah, well, Hector was just writing. He says that he Googled it in the U.S. Open Live, and whose picture came up?
John Trump. Of course.
So
and not surprising, the Matchroom would push the one guy who's made, who's a huge draw for them in the snooker world.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all. And I'm not saying
which I think would be good to get the snooker players here. You may get big money.
Yes.
Both get our players playing over there.
Yeah.
Let's make the purse bigger.
I think, okay, you're right. There is a different perspective.
I always equate pool to tennis.
Yeah.
Because it's an individual sport which you can play doubles in.
Yeah.
Just like that. Mm-hmm. And the tournaments are really similar. Like even the ladies events are small. I don't know why the ladies tennis races are only 2 out of 3, where men's are 3 out of 5.
Well, I mean, ladies races in big tournaments too are also usually smaller too. Look at the WPBA. Yep. All theirs were races to 7. Whenever you watched them back in the day, it was all races to 7. Yep. You go to the U.S. Open, it's races to 9, 11, final for 13.
Yep.
It's the same story. So, it's always a little bit shorter for the ladies. So,
but like I said, I digress. But it's about, I think it's tennis. It's similar to tennis. So, I mean, we're an individual sport, and we need to get together. When you play in the U.S. Open, there's players from all over the world playing in that, just like there is here.
Yeah.
And we need to get our snooker players together with our players and bash heads, and let's see who's really the best and who can make the most money.
Well, let me ask you this, though. You go over to snooker. If you look at Judd Trump's resume, okay?
Yeah.
Judd Trump's resume, he's made millions of dollars playing snooker.
Yeah.
Not, multi-million. We're not talking $50 million, but he's made
football,
more than
money.
$3, $4, $5 million playing snooker in the course of his career. He's coming over here to play in a tournament, which is pursing out $50,000. He gets like $50,000 just for running a 147 in a tournament.
I know.
Some tournaments.
But 57 it's not a lot of money. I'm sure he wants to see how good he is compared to the American players.
But is it more him wanting to see, or is it Matchroom just trying to create a draw?
It could be more. It could be ego. It could be. I mean, he seems like he's a pretty confident guy. He seems like he's got a lot going on. You know what I mean? And he heard there's a new king. Well, there's actually not a new king right now.
Well, there is a new king.
There's a new king, but it's an
old
king
came back.
Yeah. So for those of you guys don't know, there's a new leader, right?
Yeah, but there is. Yeah, Shane Van Boening is now the world ranking number 1. Yeah. That's a huge thing. We're going to talk about that in just a second.
Who's second? He's
Joshua Filler.
Who's a guy from over there, right?
Yeah. No, Joshua Filler from Germany.
Yeah, Germany. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So,
overseas.
So, out of all of this, we get back to, Trump and where he's at. Try this one on for size. He's in the draw with European pro Carl Boyes. The only other pro in his draw is Carl Boyes.
Yep.
Who should withdraw in the first round?
I know.
Carl Boyes.
I know. Do we have a result? Why he withdrew? Do we know?
No, I don't know if Carl ever came out with it. Now, granted, Carl may have made a statement about it. Regardless of that, Judd Trump is using Carl Boyes' cues, and I'm sure if they ended up playing one another, it'd be kind of tough when they're both using each other's cues. but even at the same time, you're still, you just look at it, you see, okay, well, cupcake. Oh, it would have been Carl Boyes in the third round, but now cupcake. It's like
he's almost
so you see now he's getting into the fourth round. We're talking winners qualification. Could he make the top 32? Does the betting line start to become a little dicey after that? I mean, yeah,
gonna be interesting.
You're right, but it's at the end of the day. The next round he would have had to play after Carl Boyes, in all likelihood, judging by the bracket, and we'll go over the bracket in a minute, would eventually run him into Jason Shaw.
Yep.
I don't like his odds against Jason Shaw. I'm just saying that.
Yep.
I think that if Shaw,
the bookmakers think he's favored over Jason Shaw.
Apparently so. But unfortunately for the bookmakers, I think the bookmakers are going to be seeing a lot of people make money on that, and I think the bookmakers are going to make a lot of money on that little bet themselves. Because for some reason, I just don't see him coming out ahead of the tournament.
Yeah, it's going to be
How could I bet against guys like Shane? How could I bet against guys like Joshua Filler? How could I bet against Shaw?
That's what the good thing is by bringing these guys here. Because now we're going to see. See if it's really worth watching these guys play.
So,
I mean, like I said, pool overseas, for those of you guys who don't know, that there are players making millions of dollars. Some
hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Where I think our highest player is Shane. He probably made $250,000, $250,000,
$250,000,
$250,000,
Yeah, probably 250 to 300, not counting
maybe.
stuff on the side.
So I mean, you're talking, it's a big gap.
Well, you could also look at the A to Z money listings. If you look across the pond, too, a lot of, A to Z Billiards is pretty good about keeping a good money listing.
Stats.
And the top guys last year were making 350, 400,000. That's it. And we're talking maybe 40, 50 people in the last full season pre-COVID were making over, maybe 30 or 40 people made over $60,000
in American
in a year. Yeah, 60,000. No, not just in America, overseas and everything.
Overseas everywhere. Huh?
30 to 40 pool
I thought
players.
it was a little higher than that with the snooker players.
No, well, with snooker it's a whole different ball of wax, but they make a lot more money.
Yes, that's what
but they make a boatload. But they also have a much more formed
following. They play in stadiums with 10,000 people, 5,000 people.
Yeah, they have a huge. They have a very well developed. The Premier League, the snooker Premier League, is a very well developed professional league. It's been around for a long time.
And that's why I like Judge Trump coming here. I think it's going to mix it up a little bit, and we need to mix it up. We need money in the sport.
Okay.
We need more money in the sport.
Riddle me this one. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you this one. Put you on the spot. Let me ask you what you think here. If Judd Trump should win the tournament, what does that say about pool? You got a snooker guy who comes over here, never played pool in a big tournament in his life, never played pool in a major tournament in his career, comes over here and rolls every single top pool player.
He's already favored, so therefore it wouldn't be that much
he's
of an
already
upset.
Favored. Remember, the bettors were the ones who made him favored, not the bookies.
Yeah.
It's all about the bets.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there betting. But I think we're different here on this opinion. I think it would be a kick in the teeth. But
you ain't kidding.
I think it would spark a little something because we have a lot of young, talented players right now, and we have a lot of really good pros. And I don't think they would just say, "All right, you know what? I'm done. I can't beat these guys." They're just going to have to step up their game. And go harder, go higher and harder.
Yeah, I guess there's that, but you already get, I don't know, you may see it. Maybe social media is a bad spot to always draw from, but you see it on social media. You got, snooker's so much harder than pool. If these snooker guys came over, they'd drill these guys. But, and that's the thing.
We're going to find out live. Sharkstream's going to bring it to you. We'll let you know exactly what's happening.
Exactly. Up until this point, we were able to be like, no, that's not so true. Ronnie O'Sullivan tried it in the Moscone Cup, and look how bad he got beat.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
One and done, right?
And Mark Davis also. Mark Davis was a snooker player, also said that. Chris Melling went from snooker back to pool, then back to snooker for a little while, and some can say that.
Hey, we got Sharkstream fan club, guys. How about that?
Some can say
make sure you guys follow that page. That's pretty important. If you're interested in following Sharkstream, go on the Sharkstream fan club page and see what they got for you. But yeah, I think the Americans. I don't think it would be a bad thing. I think it would kick his guys in the rear and say, hey, I don't see it happen. Like you said, I'm agreeing with you on that point. But I think
I don't see it happening.
I think if it happens, it would be great for sport because they're going to get pissed and they're going to get better and they're going to do what they can. And we have some really good players.
I don't see Judd Trump quitting snooker to come play pool full time.
Nope.
I just think it'd be really odd for the game to see a tournament that was taken over by the group of people who have carried snooker for a long time. End up driving one of their best guys into the forefront of one of our biggest tournaments.
And that's exactly what we say. It could be the forefront. I mean, this could be a big start of something where it goes both ways. I mean, it could be. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's a good sign to have a main guy to come over here, and I think that's why they made such a big deal of it. Not only because it's their guy, but
it's a great marketing move. It's a phenomenal marketing move to go get the snooker crowd and say, "Hey, come watch some pool for a little while."
Absolutely.
The best part about this is, the best part about snooker, to be honest, is the fact that. The best part about pool is the fact that it doesn't take as long as snooker. You could run an entire tournament in the time it takes to run one snooker match.
I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about snooker. I know I said it in the past. If you see me streaming and stuff. But me, Rob Pierce, Phil Davis, Lucas Picasso-Werner, Dave Gavish, and Shake all went to New York to play snooker. And
I did the same thing with that group.
And we played for 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
And our high ball run was 6.
I had 42. Not 42 balls. Oh, I had 17. I had 17
balls. Yeah, no, it was 6 balls.
I ran 17.
Really?
Yeah, I had a 42-point break.
On a 5-12?
42 point, on a 6x12.
Wow, that's 6x12.
On a full snooker.
That's impressive. I mean, me, Rob, Phil, and Dave, we couldn't get past 6 balls.
Yeah, we all bet like a cheap $20 bet.
We did that too.
High run.
And you got the high run,
I
right?
had the 43,
that's impressive.
I had 42.
That's really impressive. That's impressive. Like I said, 6 balls. So that's how hard it is. You're talking about Rob Pierce, Dave Gavish, Phil, and Lucas, and we can't get past 6, 7 balls. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not an easy game.
It's a hard game, guys. So if you never played snooker, it's on a 6x12 table. It's huge. The pockets are rounded, so if you don't hit it in the pocket, it bounces out every single time.
It's impossible to shoot a ball on the rail.
On the rail, it will not go in. Yeah, it will not go in. And so that's snooker. So hopefully it does get a little bit together. So I mean, a little bit together with the snooker, I think. And then I hope Trump does not win, Judd, but I hope he does well, and I want to talk about him.
Well, I think judging by his draw that he's gonna crack into the top 64. I would wager, even if he loses to Shaw. Like if Shaw gets through there and he ends up losing to Shaw, which I expect that's how it'll roll, judging by the bracket. It depends on how he gets, what the draw he gets on the loser side is after that. And I haven't gone deeper to see like where he might land or what grouping he might land in, but I think that he could definitely. I think that he's going to go pretty far. Question for you: out of all the people that you've seen in this tournament so far, who do you think is the odds-on favorite? In your opinion, who do you think honestly has the best chance to win? Who's your horse?
That's tough, man. I mean, who just won? Gazakis, right?
Alex Gazakis?
No. I mean, Kachi.
Yeah, Kachi just became the world 10
he's playing real strong. Oy is playing real strong. He's playing real good. I think he's still on the winner's side.
Yep.
I mean, I like to go with the hot horses, So, but I think Shane's going to win. I mean, he's a 5-time winner. He's comfortable there. He is confident. And I'm going to tell you a little story. So obviously we have people there at the U.S. Open. We're going to talk about that. Lucas Casa-Werner and Mike 2.0. And we go down to play. They go down to play in a pool hall after the event. They both won their first round. Well, Mike had a bye, but they're both in the winner side. They're gambling with these two guys and partners. And who comes in? Shane. What does he do? He gets a table and he starts doing drills and practicing and making balls. Yeah. Now that's hard. He just finished a live stream match. And there he goes into another pool room probably never been to before, or he probably has, and being 5-time champion. But he goes there and practices and starts making balls. He's not worried about gambling. He's not worried about other stuff. He goes there just to focus, and that's why I think he's going to win. Yeah, he has that kind of dedication. He really
and this is, of course, this is Shane's. This tournament is Shane's. It's Shane's baby.
And we got Earl. Imagine if him and Earl go to the finals, 2 5-time champions against each other.
Well, it's possible because Earl lost today.
He did,
Earl lost, so he can actually go. He can go to the other side. And he can run the other side if he wanted to.
Come on, Earl. We're rooting for you, man.
That being said, I think that what's funny.
Who did you lose to? Do we know?
I'll get to that in a minute, actually. I don't know the name, but I know that I have the entire bracket up here. Like,
we're going to talk
who
about
played what, the scores. We're going to talk about that. We've got some great. We'll talk about some featured matches in there. Some of our local guys who are in there as well.
Yeah. You guys, I'll tell you what, man. You guys are real lucky because the U.S. Open. Before Timmy and I started talking about it, a couple of years ago, I didn't really know that much about it. Yeah. And now I'm into it, and Matchroom is just taking it to the next level. And with the Shark Stream here, we're sharing it to you guys. I mean, there's nothing else that does this. I mean, you're getting one of a kind show here. All the data that we're pulling out, and Timmy's got the matchups, and we got a live audience watching, asking questions, and it's pretty impressive to see this happening. It really is, Timmy, and I'm pretty happy, excited about it. I
would say that my favorite for the tournament. As weird as it sounds, I mean, could it possibly be that he wins 2 majors in one season? Albin Ocean, the world champion. Why am I saying the world champion? Because the last 2 events that Albin's been in, that Matchroom has televised, Albin's won them both. The Predator Champions League, he won that. The U.S. Open, the World Championship, he won that. And he wasn't even in that event. He wasn't even. I don't think he was an odds-on favorite in that event. Like he played well, but he was struggling up until that point, and then he just breaks out and ends up winning the entire tournament. I think he even said that
he was playing rough at one point.
He was. He struggled so much in the Predator Champions League, only to come back and end up winning it in the end. Yeah. He played a phenomenal set against Omar Al-Shaheen. He's another one that you got to be careful of. He's on the 1-loss side, and we're going to talk about why that is. That's the biggest upset.
One. Local guys.
We're going to talk about that too. So for those of you that are out there,
big.
we'll talk about that. But he was another player who, when I saw the name, he's been playing so strong. He played so good at the World 10 Ball. He played great at the Diamond Las Vegas Open. You know, he's really been the hot hand lately, and like you said, the hot hands, they're the ones that get there.
I do. I kind of like that a little bit. I kind of like that.
Even though there were 128 matchups in the first round, I'm going to skip the entire first round of play, given the fact that we're on day 2. And the reason I say that is because no major pro was knocked out in the first round. The closest thing to a major world-beating pro who was really beaten in the first round was Jesus Atencio. He played Kalenti Kachi. First round, they went 9-7.
That was the closest for a pro getting knocked out.
And that was the closest for, like, you know, one of our major pros that we've been watching very closely.
And one more tidbit on the first round, obviously, you want to talk about real quick, our local guys. So there was 2 people that ran a 5-pack on day 1. 2 people out of 256.
It was
2.
Yeah,
there were 2 out of 256.
Neither
people.
of them were ours.
Neither of them. There was two best players ran, or 2 players that played the best that day ran 2 5-packs.
Conrad Justison was the first one. He's from Poland. And the second one was actually Mateusz Snigaki, and I have no clue where he's from. He's from Poland as well. So there's 2 Polish guys.
2 Polacks, like me. We got hard heads, but we play. So basically, that's pretty impressive. Then there was 7 people that had 4 breaking runs, and do we know who they were?
I don't know all 7, but I can tell you
one of
the
them.
7. His name goes by Lucas Fercaso Werner. His 9-0 whitewash in the first round ended up being one of only 7 players out of the first 128 matches who ran 4 racks during their set.
How about that?
Congratulations to Lucas.
That is something he can hang his hat on, I can tell you. I mean, unfortunately, we'll talk about he didn't do it that well in the second round. But to be in the top of that group in day 1 is really, really impressive.
So, to go through all of this, with the exception of the withdrawal of Carl Boyes and the exception of Jesus Atencio losing, all of the people that you expected to win ended up winning.
All the people in your bracket from the pool.
All the big boys won. So we're going to get to the winners of round 1. Let's go through a couple of big matchups here. Former U.S. Open champion Joshua Filler steamrolled
he could be a favorite.
Thomas Haas.
He could be
Steamrolled Thomas Haas 9-2.
Be a favorite.
Wojtek Shuzik actually went hill against a U.S. player by the name of Abram Shad, who I've never heard of. But we're going to hear something of him because he took Wojtek.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, our players, our United States players, especially the young ones, are getting together. They're starting to play very well.
And now, the very first and most major upset coming in the winner's side round 1. This is the second round of the tournament.
Not a Yale Billiards player, not a Connecticut player.
Omar Al-Shaheen loses 9-6 against Suad Kantarovic.
Congratulations to
the Joss Northeast 9-Ball Tour monster player.
Yep, absolutely.
Who's played very well.
Great player, nice guy. He plays Lucas lots of times.
He ends up beating Suad Kantarovic 9-6.
Wow.
And how about that?
How about that, guys? Rhode Island guy, plays out of Snookers, I believe, right? That's his homeroom?
No, Suad does not play out of Snookers. Suad actually is from New York, if I'm not mistaken.
New York. Okay, well, he plays a lot of events in Rhode Island.
He does. He plays a lot of New England's events. He's a perennial, pro level player, and he's played with all the best of them. He's won a couple of events on the Joss Northeast 9-Ball Tour. He's won a lot of regional events.
He's
won
got
a lot
feather
of
in his cap right here, though. This is a little different. This is a little different. This is a big. This is a big deal.
Huge.
It really is.
I'm sure he's played in big events like this before, but this is arguably the biggest win of his career
that I'm aware of. I mean, there could be more that I know of, but I don't know of any.
Yeah.
Good job, Suad. Very good job. Awesome work.
John, that's a good question. As far as I remember, he might be from New York, if I'm not mistaken, the New York area, but he plays in Massachusetts a lot. If I'm wrong on this, please, by all means, correct me.
Right, but I know in the chat, like I see a lot of Facebook, obviously.
He travels a lot, John.
He does, and I seen, I'm an avid Facebooker, obviously, with the business I run and 2 businesses we run. We got to stay up to date. The Rhode Island guys are real happy for him. They were pushing for him, so I know that he definitely, has a huge following there. And I don't follow New York guys too much for some reason, unless he's a New York guy. But
yeah,
the guys out there were definitely cheering for him in Rhode Island.
So another one of our great American players, Billy Thorpe, the mullet man himself, he came out with a hill match. He almost got upset in the first round.
No more mullet, guys. No more mullet. It's gone.
He's got the mullet.
Oh, he does?
Got the mullet.
Oh, Sky
doesn't have the mullet. We'll talk about Woodward in a minute.
Okay.
But Billy Thorpe went hill his first matchup.
Wow.
He almost got upset. This match was 9-6 against another American player, Chalma Vergara. He beat him, so he's on to the next round. Naoyuki Oi ran 5 racks in a 9-3 victory over Muhammad Al-Muhanna.
If I could pick a winner, I want him.
Yeah.
For one, Nana here who's going to be hooking him up. He's going to be coming here.
Yeah.
And I would like to have a nice win. He almost won the last one.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a real nice guy. FaceTimed him the other day with Dana. So I'm pulling for him, even though I think Shane is the favorite. Pulling for him.
Yeah, definitely. You know, he's been playing really well lately. Oi has been playing phenomenal lately. He ran 5 racks against Muhammad Al-Muhanna. That was on a stream table. That was streamed on DAZN. Also, we saw the Filipino Godfather, Roland Garcia, taking down Conrad Justison. And of course, remember, Conrad was the one who ran 5 racks of his own in the very first round.
Okay, so saying Suad does real estate in Mass, so he must be from Mass. Okay.
Yeah, so
good. I know he's up that area.
How about this one? Max Lechner following up his first round victory with a 9-0 win over Max Watanabe. Marco Toycher takes out Joshua Filler's wife, Pia Filler. So I feel bad for Marco because now Josh is going to
after him.
now Josh is going after him.
He's got a little check mark next to his name.
Chris Reinhold, also for those of you who may not know who Chris Reinhold is, that's Chris Robinson from the Mosconi Cup. Mm-hmm. He did change his last name. He won 9-7 over Anthony Kahn. Alex Pagulayan wins 9-2. Jeffrey DeLuna.
Dark horse.
Alex Pagulayan?
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
Dark horse.
You know, Alex, the only person who I consider a Grand Slam winner in the world of pool. He's won the World Championship, the U.S. Open, the World Pool Masters, and Derby City Master of the Table. You take all 4 of those. No, not in 1 year, but I'm saying in his career.
Yeah,
he's the only player out of every player ever.
That's what I'm talking about.
To win all 4 of those events.
He definitely could win. That's
and
what
he
I'm
could do it again. He could have another one.
Absolutely.
So John Mora, the Canadian champion, John Mora, the man who switched hands because of an injury and then became a world beater left-handed.
Yeah.
He won 9-4. Oliver Zanaki won against Joey Korsiak 9-6. Dennis Orcolo wins 9-2.
Another great player.
Corey Duell. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, he's not in our pool. For those guys involved in our pool, he was not
crazy,
because
isn't it?
It's all we did it by rankings. We took the top 32 tournament ranked players.
Yeah.
So if he comes in first and your guy comes in second, you're actually going to win the pool.
Yeah. So for those of you who know, yes, we all know that Dennis Orcolo is a easy, probably top 25 guy in the world. But the thing about Dennis Orcolo is he doesn't play a lot of major ranking events.
Yeah.
A lot of what Dennis does is play the events that he wants to win, or he gambles. He's the best money player on the planet. But unfortunately, money players don't get WPA ranking points, and therefore he doesn't keep himself high enough in the world rankings. I will say he's definitely, I believe, top 50 in the WPA world rankings.
But do our tournament. I mean, Timmy and I came up with this great idea. We said, hey, you know what? Let's bring some excitement to this U.S. Open. And so we did a $5 one, and it filled up in like 3 hours. I'm getting calls in the morning. Can I have spots? I'm like, what are you talking about? I just went to bed. So we filled that one up so quick. We did another one for $10, and it's really exciting. So, so those of you guys don't know, what we did is we did a tournament of 32 players. Timmy picked the highest ranking 32 players, right?
There were only 3 players out of the top 35 that didn't end up playing, and it's because they don't have any way to get here.
Right.
Their COVID restrictions have made it so that the Asian contingent of the world, most of the Asian contingent of the world, from China and Chinese Taipei, can't play. So guys like Wu Cha-Ching, Chang Yu-Lung, guys like Kevin Chang, he can't play as well. Because they're not able to come up. Well, actually, Kevin Chang, I was going to say, maybe an American player. No, he's not playing.
No.
But he's not in the event. But, all of these players, all these great Asian players can't get over here to play.
Right.
So, we've got a couple great players, like Chang Jun-Lin's over here, which is really nice. I believe we got Wukun Lin is here too.
Yeah.
He won the.
Is there another Chang that's playing? We gave him out.
No, just one Chang. Chang
okay.
Jun-Lin.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of great players, but the Ko brothers aren't here. Ko Pin Yi, Ko Pin Chung, and I can't remember the third co-brother for the life of me right now.
But like I said, what we did for the brackets, he picked all 32 players. It was a lot of fun. You guys blew it up, the thing. You filled it up in like 5 hours, two events. Yeah. And now you guys have picked players to root for. Yeah. So if your player wins, you're going to win some cash. And the top 4 places get paid. And it's pretty awesome. And it was like a Super Bowl pool almost.
Almost.
It's all luck.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It was a random draw from the hat, so that's what makes it fun. The top 32 players that are playing in the event are all in it. And we're going to go through, how about this one? Another great matchup here. This matchup came a little bit further down the line. The Croatian champion, we all know him well because we've seen him at Yale Billiards before. Ivica Putnik beats Earl Strickland 9-3.
Okay, that's what beat Earl.
Who would have thought that one, huh?
Yep. Yeah,
Ivica Putnik beats Earl Strickland.
He came to Yale hustling one day. It was pretty
I got
impressive.
beat by him.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't even know who he was. That was the terrible part.
Raced to 5 for 50 in 8-ball, I think it was, right?
Yeah, I lost 2 sets.
Yeah.
Alex Kazakis ends up beating Kyle Bova. Reigning world champion Albin Ocean runs 6 racks against Michael Schneider. He wins 9-3. Victor Solinsky wins 9-5. Misko Fortunski beats Stephen Folan 9-5. Johan Chua ended up winning 9-2. We had Ralph Souquet winning 9-2 over an American player, Keith Gunzio. Hunter Lombardo ended up getting beat by Shriram Chengezi, which I'm a little surprised by because Hunter Lombardo is a great American player who's coming up. And I'm a little surprised. That might be one of the other upsets in the tournament, too. I didn't expect Hunter Lombardo to lose to him. Granted, I don't know much about his opponent, but I'm a little surprised that Hunter Lombardo lost there. He's gone deep in these events.
About him, so.
He went deep in the U.S. Open last year. I want to say he came close to top 16 last year, so he's been coming up. Carlo Beato wins 9-3. We all know Carlo Beato, former world champion. David Alcady, the World Pool Masters champion, defeats Reyes Gomez 9-1.
Reyes Gomez is a big gambler, but he knows.
Yeah, you got to wonder if there was 20 or 30,000 on that game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mika Immonen, the Iceman, 9-7 over Michael Yednak. We had Clenti Kachi, who won against Austin Summers. Also, Darren Appleton, who won against Adam King, 9-4. Fedor Gorst, former world champion, winning 9-1.
I think he's top 5 to definitely make a chance in there.
Yeah, he's definitely got a shot. 5. Also, Superman, Roberto Gomez, defeating Lucas Fracasso Werner, 9-5.
Unfortunately, Lucas is out of the tournament.
Well, he's out of the first round. We'll get to his second round in a bit. But that was his first round match.
Yes,
he ended up losing his winner's side match. Christina Tkach loses to Kelly Fisher, really? 9-4.
Way to go, Kelly.
So good job, Kelly Fisher, for going a little bit deeper in the tournament. Skylar Woodward beats Joey Tate 9-3.
I'm excited to be there tomorrow. It's going to be some really good matches, man. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to sit. I'm going to be running around.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah. Mario He runs 2 racks against Michael Matthew. Wins 9-4.
Yep.
Warren Kamko wins 9-7. Francisco Sanchez Ruiz breaks and runs 1 rack to win 9-0. Tomas Kaplan loses 9-7 to Alan Rolón Rosado. Another possible upset there because I don't know much about, again, Alan Rolón Rosado, but Tomas Kaplan is a great Polish player who ended up going pretty deep in the U.S. Open last year as well. How about this one? Anthony Moritz Neuhausen, the player who almost beat Jason Shaw in the preliminary rounds at the World Pool Championship, ends up winning 9-7, and I believe he's got a dream date now with Shane Van Boning next because Shane Van Boning ended up winning 9-6 against Sharik Saeed.
Wow.
So, funny part about the bracket, Shane Van Boning is on the very bottom of the bracket. Joshua Filler's on the very top of the bracket. Funny to see the reigning world number 1 and the reigning world number 2 on the complete opposite
who just
side.
Flip-flop a little while ago was 1 and 2, and flip-flop previous before that 1 and 2. So it's kind of like our list.
Yeah.
Kind of like our list. They go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
We'll get into a couple of local guys here that I did notice.
Yeah, we got to talk about our local guys, of course.
How about this one? On the loser side, Chad Bazinet ends up winning 9-1. He's still in the event.
Wow, all right,
New Hampshire.
Chad.
Thank you, Chad Bazinet, for jumping in the tournament and giving us something to talk about.
Very good.
James Prather ended up getting knocked out 9-6. So
sorry about that.
Sorry about that, Mr. Prather. Raymond Linares, who is not a local guy, but somebody who I've heard a lot about, he won 9-1, so he's still in there. We had a couple of other matchups here. I'm just going to go through, so if it takes me a minute to find the next big match. Tyler Steyer got knocked to the loser side.
Wow.
And how about this one? He wins 9-3 on his loser side matchup. Then we go. We see great female, up and coming female player April Larson. She got knocked out her first round. She goes up 9-2 in her loser side match. Shorty Tommy D'Alfonso lost his match against a big player, but he ended up rebounding in the next round, so he wins 9-2 there.
In then. All right, way to go, Tommy. Let's go, Shorty.
Yep, Shorty's still in the tournament. Jeremy Jones, the captain for the Moscone Cup team, he won 9-0 in his first losers match.
And we got to give, of course, Jeremy Sosi a shout out why he's not playing.
Yeah,
he just had a baby. So
so congratulations to Jeremy Sosi. That's another question that you might have. Could that affect his potential Moscone Cup chances?
I think the only thing it's going to affect is Oshi's going to have the always going to have the advantage because he's going to be tired. Because it's so close. I think he's going to play. Why would he not? But he's probably going to not get as much sleep as he's used to, for sure.
And now, how about this one? Remember what I said? Clenti Caci played Jesus Atencio in the first round? Well, he must have been mad that he lost because, boy, the whooping he put on Dawn Hopkins.
I heard about this.
I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, Dawn Hopkins might be Alan Hopkins' wife. And if that's the case, could be. I feel bad because he ran 7 racks out of 9 to beat Dawn Hopkins 9-1.
Wow.
Talk about a beating. That was, right now, Jesus Atencio has, in one match, has the most runouts of any player in the tournament. So he set the bar pretty high in the second round.
That's 87% of the 9 games.
7 out of 9. That's pretty ridiculous.
That's pretty strong. So.
Eric Hjorfson from Horlifson from Canada ended up beating Rick Scariato Jr. I've seen his name a couple of times before. And in the losers round 2, Michael Matthew ended up playing in the losers round 2 against Carlin Sanderson.
So Michael, unfortunately,
didn't end up winning. He's down 9-1.
Yeah, he fell pretty bad. He actually texted me. I think it was in between the match. He's like, "I stink." He said he was running out. He's just missing the key balls. And of course, in this game, you can't do that, especially at this level.
Yeah, for sure. And Christina Tkach ended up rebounding in her next match after Kelly Fisher. She wins a Hill Thriller against Vincent Cimarelli.
And then what's his name? Our other guy lost down in our Texas guy lost, right? He lost to a female.
He ended up losing to Christina Tkach the first round. Kevin Guimond did. I forgot about Kevin Guimond. My apologies.
Kevin Guimond lost.
And we'll check to see what he did in the losers round. I didn't see his name. But I'll try to see if we can get it. I might have to update that. Yep. Now the other big Connecticut player, Lucas Fracasso-Werner. How do you think he did?
We had a lot of support. I mean, my page was blowing up. Everybody was following him, asking me what the scores were. I had a couple inside guys there. I can't give out names. Who was giving us pictures and videos and stuff. So
we never give up our sources.
No, can't do that. Yeah, exactly. But so we're trying to root Lucas on. I was hoping to be there tomorrow when I get to watch him. But he lost to his
opponent,
nemesis,
Shane Wolford.
Shane Wolford
beats Lucas Fracasso-Werner 9-3.
He's been playing Shane since they were like 13 years old at the Expo, just playing for a lot of money and gambling, and seems like Shane got the best of him right now. He beat him last, I think, 3 out of 4 times, unfortunately for Lucas.
Yeah. So I mean that maybe that just brings him back to the drawing board there. When you're a guy who seems to be getting the better of you, you gotta figure it out.
Yeah, although they're the same age.
Although I'll tell you, Shane's not going to get much for his trouble for beating Lucas. He saw his opponent for the next match win 9-1. His next opponent is Tony Robles.
Nice.
So good luck, Shane.
All right.
Gonna say, I'm not saying that Tony Robles is an overwhelming favorite there, but he's definitely a favorite in that match.
He's definitely a good player, good pro.
Radislav Babica, he won 9-4. We also saw Greg Antonakis wins 9-7. He lost his first round, but he ended up moving on. Greg Antonakis wins. Hunter Lombardo ended up rebounding in his match. Waleed Majid, he ended up winning. Tyler Steyer won 9-0 in his following match after that, so he's still in the tournament. Right. April Larson won her match against Stephen Follin, the Canadian player.
I'm excited tomorrow, man. I'm going to go there. I'm going to be watching a lot of pool, man. I'm going to short stream. Hopefully we'll get you guys updated. I don't know what we can video in there and what we can't, but I'll take pictures and anything I can and share it with you guys because I know you guys want to watch it for sure.
And the man who got beat really bad by Jesus Atencio must have been angry because he went and knocked out Jennifer Beretta 9-5.
Wow.
So Jennifer Beretta is out of the tournament now. Earl Strickland ended up winning 9-0 his following match after his loss.
He might be a little emotional, so he's always
emotional.
I can see him getting a little bit pissed.
He's 100% emotional. How about this one? Sean Wilkie ended up winning 9-1. We also saw Joey Korziak. He ended up winning 9-5. He's a local guy, I believe, from New York. Shorty, Tommy D'Alfonso, wins 9-4. He's moving on. Jeremy Jones wins 9-6. Woo Kun Lin up 9-1 in his first loser side matchup. How about that, huh? Pia Filler ends up getting knocked out of the tournament by Nathan Childress. Danny Olson ends up losing to Brendan Schuff, so Brendan Schuff is still in there. Max Watanabe, who lost 9-0 his first round, his next round against Max Lechner, ended up winning 9-1. We also have Kevin Guimond, who ended up getting knocked out of the tournament by Conrad Justison, 9-1. So he loses to Christina Tkach, wins his next round, and then loses to Conrad 9-1.
You know, I got to change the tone a little bit here, just so you guys know. You know, professional pool is so brutal. Different. Yeah, it is so hard. I don't know if any of you guys know Kevin Guimond, but he's probably one of the top 5 people I've seen play pool in Connecticut. Yeah. On a personal level, he's a great player. Yeah. And for him,
solid 7-15, 7-20 Fargo every time.
Real solid. Won big events in Texas. Won everything here in Connecticut he can possibly win. And for him to get beat by these guys, you know, at 9-5 and 9-1, you know, just to tell you the level of to become a professional pool player, it's not as easy as one would think. You know, you see a lot of good players.
You know, we're talking. You know, Kevin is a seasoned. He's a seasoned pro player.
That's 20 points higher than Lucas.
And he ended up playing a guy. He ended up playing a guy who is top 25 in the world. Yeah. And look at the beating. You know, no disrespect to Kevin. I'm not saying that it was a blowout.
Not at all.
I'm not saying he didn't fight. You know, but you know, when you lose 9-1 to somebody, I don't care what you did on the tournament. You know, unless you missed every single 9 ball on the table, you got beat pretty bad. Right. Regardless of what you did, you could have played good and you still got beat.
So the pro level, to be a top pro in this sport, it takes a lot. In what I talked about before, for those of you guys just joining in again, you know, Shane Van Boning just came off a live stream match that he won. Mm-hmm. And he could have went to the hotel, he could have gambled, he could have ate. He went to a pool room that night and played by himself and just hit balls. Yeah. Now that's the kind of dedication it takes, and that's why he is so good when he goes and gets knocked out of the world and flies halfway across the world.
2 days later, go play in a tournament. 2 days later,
Texas and come in second, right? Or
win. He got second.
So I mean that's dedication, and you know, it's just to be a pro level, you have to respect it. Because we have great players even in Connecticut with Rob, Phil, Dave, Lucas, and those guys, and you know, they're just not there yet. And if they ever will be, I hope they will. Some of them are still trying, but to get to that level, man, these guys, woo.
Yeah, it takes a lot. You know, it's a life journey. You know,
professional.
You know, that's what
just
it means.
Google the word professional, and it'll tell you what you need to know.
Be the best. Be the best at what you do.
Take the bus. Yeah, I mean, you know, Tiger Woods is out there hitting putts after 36 holes. You know, that's what it takes. It takes dedication. You don't just get lucky or have the talent. I mean, again, everything's 80-20. Nothing's 100%. But it's 80-20. It's the worth ethic that gets you there. Mm-hmm.
A few more scores to go, and then actually I pretty much have all the scores covered here. Michael DeLauder ends up beating Muhammad Ali Burjoy. I'm brutalizing that name, but he ends up winning a Hill match. So Michael DeLauder's still in. He's a great player from down in the south. He loves bank pool. Really great banks player. So good to see him moving on. I saw him play a couple of times. He plays pretty well. Omar Al-Shaheen bounced back from his major upset. He broke and ran 2 racks against Nathan Wallace. He wins 9-4. Eric Horleifson is out of the tournament. He loses 9-8. Stephen Holm, the man who beat Lucas Fracasso-Werner and knocked him out of the World Championship, is actually currently up 8-7. So he's got a chance to go. He's got a chance to go forward. And he lost. He's playing Mohammed Didat, the guy who I want to say lost to Filler, if I'm not mistaken. And then the man who would end up losing to Abram Shad, who ended up losing to Shane, ends up winning his next matchup against William Hammond. So he's still in the tournament. So just to go through tomorrow's winners round matches, a lot of really good matches coming up here. How about this one? Wojciech Suzik versus Aloysius Yap. That's a great matchup. 2 top guys, who are playing really well.
I'm not going to get there till early afternoon.
Wednesday at 11.
Okay.
Wednesday at 11.
I'll miss a bunch of these early ones, but I'll be there for the later ones.
Suad Kantarovic is going to play Bahram Lafi.
All right, Suad, we're rooting for you, man. You can do it.
He's got a chance. He's played a tough guy. Bahram plays pretty well.
I'm sure. They're all tough, but I'm rooting for Suad. You got this.
Joshua Filler plays Sanjin Pelavanovic. Mickey Krause plays Billy Thorpe. That's going to be a really good matchup. Naoyuki Oi plays Roland Garcia.
All right.
Naoyuki,
let's go.
Judd Trump plays Abdullah Al-Shamari. Jason Shaw plays a player from Asia whose name I'm not even
Shaw.
going to
I think he hit a $1,200 slot machine. He put it on Facebook.
Good for him.
Way to go.
Good for him.
Way to go.
A little bit of extra money to go into the purse.
Yeah.
Mad Max Lecter plays Daniel Snyder. Marco Toycher plays Chris Reinhold. Alex Pagulayan is playing Tolian Han. Jeffrey DeLuna is going to play Rodrigo Geronimo. Chang Jun Lin plays Jeffrey Ignacio. Great matchup there. That's a really good matchup. I favor Chang in that event, but still Jeffrey Ignacio plays really well. John Mora playing Oliver Zanaki. For those of you who don't know who Oliver is, he's the man who beat Shane in the Worlds. He's the 20-year-old phenom from where is he from? From Hungary, I believe. He's from Hungary.
20 years old. That's Lucas's age. That's crazy to me.
And he plays really, really well. Plays
me.
really, really strong.
Yeah.
Corey Deuel plays Dennis Orcolo.
Corey Deuel's getting his second win here.
Good luck to Corey because Dennis is playing really well lately.
Yep.
Avika Putnik gets Alex Kazakis for his trouble. World champion Albin Ocean plays Victor Zelinsky. Misko Fortunsky plays former world champion and world straight pool champion Thorsten Holman. Johan Chua plays Christopher Lawson. James Aranis plays Pijus Labutis. Good matchup there. I like James Aranis in that game. Ralph Souquet plays Demetrius Gelatis. Carlo Beato playing the Iceman, Mika Immonen. David Alcade Bermudez plays fellow Spaniard Jose Alberto Delgado. Clenty Caci plays Jason Theron. Darren Appleton playing an American by the name of Blaine Barkas. Fedor Gorst playing Superman Roberto Gomez. So you think about that. If Lucas had won, he'd have been playing former world champion Fedor Gorst. And they're good friends.
That would have been something, huh?
And they're friends.
Yeah.
They remember each other from, years after Fedor graduated out and then ended up winning. Yeah. Of course, Fedor Gorst, a former world under-19 champion, as well as now former world champion. Kelly Fisher plays Niels Fyan. Skylar Woodward plays Mario He. So look at who Mike Matthew would have had to play if he ended up beating Mario. It doesn't get any easier, folks. The matches only get better from here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited.
Warren
excited to get there.
Warren Kiemko plays Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Shane Van Boning plays Moritz Neuhausen. I'm really looking forward to that matchup. Yeah. Only because I really like that Moritz Neuhausen kid. I don't know if you saw him at the Worlds, but again, the couple matches he played, that match he played against Shaw was a phenomenal game. I know Shaw was a little off his game, but that kid from Germany is no joke.
We're gonna see right now. He's got a tough test.
Yeah. Shane Wolford plays Tony Robles on the loser side. Greg Antonakis will play Michael Yednak. We got Hunter Lombardo playing Mason Koch. Tyler Steyer plays Waleed Majid. That's going to be a great matchup as well. April Larson plays Nick Antonakos. Earl Strickland plays Scott Haas. Sean Wilkie playing Raid Shabib. That's a good matchup as well. Brendan Schuff playing Max Watanabe. Jesus Atencio playing Robert Frost. Michael DeLauder playing Omar Al-Shaheen. I favor Shaheen in that match.
Definitely.
And those are some of just the big matches that are coming up in the next round after that.
Good.
So
I mean, buckle up, man. It's gonna get. I mean, obviously,
the U.S. Open's heating up, guys.
Yeah, you're gonna be there for the weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Shark Stream's coming to you live. And talk about Shark Stream, we made this show obviously about the U.S. Open, and we talked a lot about it. I hope you guys were informed and learned a little bit of something here about this pool event, because it's a big deal, especially being so close to us. Obviously, if it was where it normally was at, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't be going.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to, wouldn't be able to, but we have a unique opportunity to be able to go on and watch this event and see the U.S. Open champion get crowned. We've seen the Barry Berman Trophy. It's a beautiful trophy. The original Barry Berman Trophy, if you ever want to know what the original one looked like, all you got to do is go down to US 1 Billiards and go see Jason Shaw. He's got it in his trophy case.
Absolutely.
And who knows? Can Shaw make it number 2? Can Shane make it number 6?
Or I'll make it number 6.
Can Albin end up winning them both in the same year?
Can Alex?
It's been a long time since the U.S. Open champion has been the reigning U.S. Open champion has been the world champion at the same time.
Going to be something. But it's time for business again, guys. So we have this beautiful cue here. You see
Beautiful
the price
Viking
right
cue.
there. It's $460. The Viking cue. All we need you to do is buy a ticket for $1, and half the money goes to the Shark Stream. The other half goes to a local event. You can share. You can go on our page and see all of our Cash Apps, Venmo, and PayPal.
Yep.
Or you can do mine personally, or Timmy's. Just send us a message. How many tickets you want? We'll fill it out. We'll have Jenna fill out how many tickets you want. Look at this queue. It's absolutely gorgeous. The wood on it. It's got beautiful rings on it. I mean, this is a limited edition queue, and it's gorgeous. And again, you also are buying a raffle spot to win a queue with a quick release joint as well. But you're also helping the Shark Stream stay alive, and you're also helping out local players. So
yes, because half of this money is going to be going towards the Bluefell tournament, which we're going to be talking about in a few weeks when we're going to be here live streaming it.
Absolutely. So this is a great opportunity. There's not too many people doing this. It's a beautiful, beautiful queue for $1, and it's all going to a good cause. So please buy 5, buy 10, buy 20, buy 100, buy whatever you could do. Muchly appreciated if you could do that. We'll put your name on the list. You can win an awesome queue, and the money goes to a good cause no matter what, even if you don't win.
And just for you, in case you guys haven't ever donated to us before, I just posted in the comment section the link to actually post to that, to actually donate. So
you could just donate or say, hey, I want 10 tickets, here's $10. You can say, I want 50 tickets, here's $50. Mm-hmm. As many as you can do, we much appreciate it, because again, all the money's going back to the business and other pool players.
Yes.
We also have another generous donation from Aramith.
Yeah.
There we go.
Our great sponsors with Simona's Cloth, including Aramith balls, because they are linked together.
Yes.
They gave us this beautiful set of Aramith tournament balls.
Retail for $370.
Yeah, and
that's what the retail price.
We'll give you a great look at exactly what they are, like you see
right
there.
Right, gorgeous.
Aren't they beautiful? That's right. They are being auctioned off. Currently, our biggest bid is
$250.
So there you go.
So somebody might get it for cheaper than retail, or somebody may step up and pay a little bit more for retail, because the money again is going towards a good cause. Same thing, half's going to the Shark Stream, the other half is going to the Bluefell. Mm-hmm. So if you want a $400 set of balls, all you have to do is bid $260, $270. That's it. And
all you gotta do is make the outbid. Just make it increments of $5 or $10.
Yep, the final's going to be on the 26th, I believe, or the final day of the tournament. We're going to do both drawings. So
it's going to be awesome.
So if you want,
that's going to be the raffle.
The bid. The
drawing for the queue is going to be on the 26th.
The 26th, and the last bid is actually on the 25th. So if you come get actually the 24th for the balls. If you want to get your balls, come get them on the 24th. Whoever's the highest bid, come get them.
Yeah, so why did we choose the 26th for the final day of the raffle for the queue? Well, that's because that is the second and final day of the Bluefell tournament, which is going to be coming, hosted by Eric Tang.
And ladies events also added money in that thing also.
Yeah, great field. How many players in the Bluefell tournament?
32 in the women's, 64 in the men's, and we already have 9 signed up for the Friday warm up. It's $25, race to 7, no handicap. Anybody can play in that. Pros, anybody. It's open field. So if you want to warm up, come on this Friday. You have to prepay me though. So if you want to play, it's race to 7, no handicap. I think it's starting at 7 o'clock. It's on my page. So it's pinned at the top. So just Venmo, PayPal me the money, and we'll get you in on that. $25 to get in. And we got a great weekend. That's going to be a fantastic weekend for local. Yeah, we got a lot of great stuff coming around, guys. Like I said, the Shark Stream is rolling hot. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of matches coming up. We're going to be pushing these raffles. We're going to be pushing that auction. We're going to be pushing these big tournaments. We're going to have all kinds of U.S. Open content. I'm going to be posting matchups, everything like that. We're going to talk about who's still in the tournament, who's not. We're going to talk about our 2 raffles, our 2 draw from a hat raffles that we ended up doing for the top 32 players, and we're going to update people on who's ahead in that and who ended up winning that. Again, 100% payback on that one. So for those of you that got in, I know we didn't mention that when we did it, but it's going to be 100% payback. We're not going to take anything out of it. It's all going right back to the people who were there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys are appreciative of that, well, we appreciate you as well. Thank you guys for watching the Shark Stream. Special offers for our gracious followers, and we're super, super happy to be able to have
all of this content that we can talk about. And we're going to be bringing you live U.S. Open content
Unreal.
from the U.S. Open.
Unreal.
So the Shark Stream's going on the road. We're going to have a lot of fun, guys.
Shark
I hope you guys
Stream
are
on the
loving what we're
road.
doing.
Who else does that?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, guys.
Crazy.
And all the matchups, like I said, you're going to get all the updates. You're not going to miss a match in terms of a result. We're going to know.
I already have
every
20 tickets going away already.
See, there you
right
go.
there.
20 more tickets right there.
Come on, support the sport, man. Help us out.
Yep.
You know, we really appreciate it. We work hard. We got great sponsors, and we're the big things for pool.
Yep.
Let's make it happen. Really appreciate it.
I hope you guys enjoyed the U.S. Open special of Shark Talk Live. It's been just about 55 minutes since we've been on.
All U.S. Open.
And all of that, because
all US Open.
How could you talk about anything else today? It's one of the
absolutely.
biggest events in pool.
Absolutely.
You know, if not the biggest event. It's one of the most prestigious events in pool. It's got a great, lofty tradition, now run by a great company in Matchroom Sport, as they've taken over the pool world.
Absolutely.
And it can only get better from here, guys.
That's
Thank you
what we're
guys
hoping.
so much for
Have a good
enjoying.
nice day. Peace out.
We're
I'll
not
see
done
you guys.
yet. We still got to thank our sponsors, Bobby.
Absolutely.
Don't forget them.
Never would forget my sponsors. Love my sponsors.
Look at all of our amazing sponsors. Don't forget our 2 title sponsors, Ivan Simonis and Viking Q's. They're both driving the Shark Stream onward. We want to thank every single one of our amazing sponsors on this list, all of our local guys, all of our small businesses, all the people who absolutely love this sport and love the Shark Stream and love just what we're doing. We're so thankful to have every one of you guys. So please, if you see this right here, you see anybody local area, you need something from one of them, you call them or call us and we'll get you in touch with them, because we want to make sure we're supporting small business right here on the Shark Stream. We're so thankful to all of them. Again, thank you to our 2 amazing title sponsors, all of our absolutely great local sponsors. You got anything else to say, Bobby?
Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you on the road.
All right, so for Bobby Hilton and myself, this has been Shark Talk Live, episode 15, the U.S. Open special. We are signing off for the evening.